Hello everyone, and welcome to Orange University. In tonight's episode, we're gonna do an Azorius Oculus deck. So, a lot of decks have been trying Jeskai because red has a lot of discard, but actually in Azorius we got a lot of discard ourselves, and it makes our mana base a lot easier to curve into. So, the idea of the reanimating Oculus is something everyone has been doing for since Dustmore came out. But in Azorius, we can actually do a lot of discard. Cards like Steamcore Scholar and Kiora already are cards that people consider, but we got Picklock Prankster that mills our graveyard or mills our library directly into the graveyard. We got Malcolm, which allows us to draw and discard, and eventually gives us a free cast if we want to. We also have Charter Communications course, which draws 2 cards and discard a card, which allow us to discard the Oculus. Now, with all these discard abilities, this means that we can have a little bit more than just the 4 helping hands. So I wanted to add in Call Surprise Witness and Return Triumphant as potential add-ons to our reanimation combo. So Call a Surprise Witness returns a creature back and gives it a flying. So we can give Kiora flying, for example, and that way she does get evasion when she attacks to make that giant octopus. That's pretty cool, right? And then Return Triumphant can return Malcolm, and therefore giving him a hero token every time he attacks. Because his toughness is less than 3, you get a +1/+1 counter. So the first attack makes him a 3/2. The second attack makes him a 4/3. So this, in fact, returns Malcolm as a 4/3, which isn't too bad, I always say. And of course, both Return Triumphant and Call Surprise Witness can be activated or can be cast on Belion, the Parched. So we can get a pretty hefty, Belion attacker or a flying Belion attacker, both of which we're gonna like, because he's also a land on our opponent's turn, thereby allowing us to cast Picklock Pranksters and Spell Pierce and things of that nature. So that is the whole idea of this deck. This is a very aggressive deck, and we're gonna kind of push into our opponent's life total very quickly here. And let's talk about the whole deck list, shall we? So turn 1, we got 4 Opt. And that's really all we're going to do in turn 1, right? There's a lot of interactions, but namely, we want to draw a tap. We want to play a tap land turn 1. Hopefully, a Meticulous Archive that mills an Oculus, but that one can dream. Turn 2, however, here's where the things kind of diverge. So normally, what you want to do is hold up 2 mana for either Picklock Prankster or 2 mana to cast Malcolm at flash speed, so that you can attack on your opponent's or after your opponent's turn, on your next turn, and discard the Oculus. That's what you want to do turn 2, but that's kind of dream scenario. Sometimes you would just hold up a No More Lice. Sometimes you'll hold up a Get Lost, and sometimes you play Belion just to get a 3rd mana out for turn 3, and other times, if you already have Oculus in your hand and your opponent's not playing black, you can chart a course and just discard the Oculus. So these are our active turn 2, well, sort of active, I'll put this aside. These are our active turn 2 plays that we want to do. Maybe not always on our turn, sometimes on our opponent's turn. But then going to turn 3, of course, we got the Oculus. Oculus is great in this deck because of the Picklock Prankster. We can very easily just hardcast him. So, a lot of times people think we're going to reanimate Oculus. Well, we just cast a 3-mana 5/5 flyer. That's still pretty good, right? We also have 2 Kiora, the Rising Tide, which help us draw 2, discard 2. And she can also create those 8/8 octopus, which is very easy to do because Picklock Prankster mills 4 cards into the graveyard. So for us to get 4 cards in the graveyard, or for us to get 8 cards in the graveyard, actually it's 8 or 7. 7 cards in the graveyard is not an issue, right? So it's threshold. You get an 8/8, but it only needs 7 cards. Picklock Prankster by itself is already 4 cards. And then we have Steamcore Scholar, which is draw 2, discard 2, or a creature card, usually a creature like Abhorrent Oculus. But the idea here is that we don't really need that many Steamcore Scholars because we already have enough discard as is. Then we have our reanimation spell. So we got 4 helping hands, 1 Call Surprise Witness, 1 Return Triumphant. I'm testing 1 of each. I'm not sure which one is better. So at the end of today's games, I'll probably talk about that. But right now, I'm going to do 1 each and see how well they would do. And then finally, we got our interaction. So we do have 2 Spell Pierce and 4 No More Lives for the counter spells. Those are good, obviously, but more importantly, we got 4 Into the Flood Maw. Oh, this card is so good because it stops basically anything our opponent may have, right? It's a creature, just a bounce. If it's non-creature, they get a fish. We don't care about their fish. We still bounce it, and the Oculus flies over. And flies over fishes all day. So, yeah, Into the Flood Maw is a crazy good card in this kind of aggressive style deck, and that's going to help us win every game. So that's kind of the idea of the non-creature side, but of course, because we have 2 Belion, we got a little bit of ramp already. Only 21 lands in the deck. So one playing 3 islands. We got 4 Floodfarm Verge, 4 Meticulous Archive, 1 Restless Cottage, 4 Universal Passage, and 4 Starting Towns. This way, we're able to hit the color mana that we need. A lot of times we need blue. Occasionally we will need red for the reanimation spells or the no more lives, but a lot of times we're going to need blue. So we have more blue than there's red, or there's white in the deck. There's no red in this deck at all. Also, we have no life gain, so be very careful with your Starting Town and your Multiversal Passage. They do cost life, and there's no life gain in the deck, so you might lose if you're too cavalier in that fashion. So that's the whole idea of the deck. I think it's a very straightforward Oculus deck, but let's see how it actually does in metagames. Alright, our opponent is Durkando Chicks. I don't know. Too many vowels. Alright. We are not going first. We got 2 Picklock Prankster, so maybe they'll do something. Either red, they mulligan, they burn out. Very nice. We're gonna hit a land. Do I want this land? I probably want that land. I don't know. It's kind of hard. I feel like the fact that they're a red deck and they go first kind of means we're calling. Well, we drop this land, and then we say go. Another Bastronaut. I'm gonna take a lot of damage. We got a pump spell. Okay. It doesn't have double strike right now. Alright, we mill 4 cards. We mill an Oculus. We got a helping hand. That's nice. So I could call a Surprise Witness. And I can still hold up Flood Maw. Definitely playing untapped land. The question is, do I want to also hold up Spell Pierce? I might not have the time to do that. Alright, let's get ourselves a bad 2-2. Third Bastronaut. They just bash all the way. I don't want to see a Burst Lightning. But they will all get double strike. They're gonna not attack. That'd be weird if they don't, but I guess. They do have full speed, and they drew 3 Bastronauts in the opener, so... Menace. Down to 9. And I don't really have anything here, so... Maybe we play another Prankster? Okay, first we'll play the Archive. Maybe we drop something. Like that. That's 2 Oculus. I think I keep this Flood Maw open. Now I get 2 cards. Kiora. And I get Malcolm. Cool. We're not dead, right? That's all that matters. Well, opponent, what do you want to do? Face down card, face down card. He does that annoying mage. That thing is killing me. If they don't do anything that requires a Flood Maw, I could Picklock Prankster again. I don't need my Kiora alive, right? Yeah, Kiora can go. Malcolm, I'd rather have him alive. Is he planning on killing the Oculus? I don't really mind that, to be honest here. Ooh, okay. Spell Pierce is nice. But it will still deal the damage, and I can't stop a creature, but I think it's fine. So do we chart here? I don't think we chart. We can also get Belion. No, come on, Oculus. 100% the Oculus. And we start getting damage in. So I can hold up a Flood Maw and a... yeah, I think it's fine. I can also flip whatever my Oculus gets if I want to do that. None of these. What else am I going to hit? Ooh, okay. I can flip Malcolm and I can flip Kiora. Slickshot, sure. Okay. Would you like to attack this? I got a hidden flyer. Actually, I got 2 hidden flyers. I can kill next turn if he taps out. Hello? Oh, no attacks? Okay, so... what's the best mana usage? This will be Vigilance. This will be Flying. Yeah, let's flip this face up. I can chart, I can bounce. Do I want to play this Kiora? At some point I might want to, right? I can drop this land here. So if I bounce this 1/2, he'll have 2 blockers, and let's say he blocks 2 of these. He takes not quite lethal, huh? I'm gonna attack like this. I should attack with everything. Force blocks out of him. I couldn't do that. That might have been a mistake. Not attacking there. I don't think it's too big of an issue because I have more or less the game on lockdown, but yeah, I probably should have attacked with everything. I was gonna get these new blockers anyways. That's a GG. Ah, it was close. Alright, our opponent is Joker. Joker goes first. Yeah, of course they do. They always go first. I got my 1 tap land in my hand. Going second. Are they aggro? This will be pretty funny. They mulligan, so they're probably aggro. They're black aggro. Okay. I think I throw out this first. It's not great, but I definitely don't want to draw a tap land in case I want to Spell Pierce or Flood Maw something. They're gonna bat us. I don't really have anything important in my hand that he can bat. He takes a Helping Hand, I have Flood Maw to take that out. If he takes Flood Maw, then, you know, he takes Flood Maw, but that's not really too important of a card. He takes Spell Pierce, I can Flood Maw the bat as well, at the time that I need it. So yeah, basically, well, okay, he does take Flood Maw. I was gonna say, if he takes Spell Pierce, I might have to Flood Maw this turn to stop an Annex from coming down. Take a Malcolm here. It doesn't go away, right? It's not a Surveil. If it's a Surveil, I'd be okay with it, but it's not. I don't have 2 blue spells, so I'm okay with this too. If he attacks with a bat, do I catch it? No. No, that would be dumb. Just to get a Flood Maw here. If he plays Annex, I can Spell Pierce it. Tiny Bone. Ooh, okay, that's annoying. We gotta get lost back. Don't want him to take my Malcolm though. This is turn number 3. I guess I could play this. Prankster. And try to protect against the Tiny Bone. Yeah, this is not great mills, right? Gotta block or he gets my free Malcolm. But that's okay, I don't really need the Picklock Prankster to do anything there. Duress. I don't want to see it in my hand. Ooh, okay. So would I have to... You know what? Let's get all the untapped lands, just in case I need that. Actually, I have exactly 6 too. So I could exile everything just for an Oculus. Is that a bad idea? It's not too bad of an idea. If he kills Oculus, I still get the 1 creature, right? He's gonna kill the Oculus while he can see that I have Helping Hand in hand. Alright. Probably has another Duress. Attacks for 1. I mean, you see this, right? Oculus again. Ooh, another Oculus. Good luck. Now they're screwed. Oh, I mean, they were mana screwed to begin with, so. Oh, now they're just gonna GG out of it. Yeah, they're very mana screwed. So that was a game that was won by the Shuffler. All right, our opponent is the Righteous. Yo, are you righteous, or am I gonna go second? I am gonna go second. All right. Well, I mean, it is what it is, you know. Fairly standard game. Yeah, I'm gonna play an island. Don't need to draw the passage when I don't need to. I might need to spell pierce or something, you know. You never know how these games could happen. Getting hit by a 2-1 already. Guess we'll prank him. He's gonna activate this? Okay. Do we sneak in with a Malcolm here? Just to trade this? Will give us a lot more time, right? He sent his creature to the dome. To the doom. Alright, and then we get Kiora. Discard 2 cards. Discard the island with a spell pierce. Probably the spell pierce. I mean, it's useful. But I don't know if I have time to get that usage out of it. Maybe it's chart. If he doesn't take care of Kiora, I can actually get the AA next turn. Which is a lot. Challenge, okay. I'll probably get sheltered though. No, Helix. So he does take care of it, and I'm out of cards now. That's fair. No 4 cards. Wow. Alright, this is a very bad hand. I could not have gotten worse, but you know, sometimes you gotta play through those kind of hands. He sees the Flood Maw. There's a Screamo now. Kinda had to bounce that, right? That is an Oculus. We'll try to cast it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But how do we fight the Nemesis? There's a question. Maybe he gets scared. Ooh. Let the Prowess trigger. And before the Valiant trigger, let's counter it. That's why I have 2. He's got that Valiant trigger, but it's not going to do him any good. Now we get no more lies. That's real important here. So I might be able to reanimate one, so that's probably the best reason to prank right now. Like right there. This is the reason. Actually, I only have 1 white though. If I do that, I can't. No more lies in. So I guess we don't do that. We gotta rely on the Oculus. Yeah, I wish I named white on this. Honestly, I have more islands than... I mean, I drew all the islands. More islands than planes in the deck, but I did draw all the islands. Screamo, no. If he tries to shelter again, we can block it, right? So that's the only thing. If him no attack, that's good for us. Oh boy, I can't believe we got through all of that. So, I need a helping hand first. Let's go for the attack. You know what? Time to close. It's time to close. Scholar. More lives. We're at 11. Do we gain life somehow? I thought it was at 9 at some point. I don't know. I was not paying attention too much. Maybe I was always at 11. I took 9 damage somewhere. Boros Charm. Right. We took 4. Lightning Helix. We're at 4. Shock. We're at 2. And a GG. Yeah, take that, you righteous deck. How about you write yourself all the way to hell? Alright, our opponent is... What is that? Nito no Kami? I don't know what it means. I barely read it. Okay, starting time, multiversal passage. Yeah, 4th game in a row, our opponent goes first. And they're red. 4th game in a row when our opponent's red. It's got a ruckus. I put this on blue. You might just charge him. Alright, more plots. Adopt. Okay. Get a land away from us. We get another land anyways. We might be able to Malcolm or Picklock Prankster if they're not throwing all their stuff at us right away. Hired Claw. Another plot. This was Malcolm here. Draw and discard a card. Okay, I would only have... Well, either way, I'm gonna use this, right? I don't have to. I could put this on white. That way, helping hand the Oculus. Ooh, the lion. I'd be lying if I said I didn't want that. Okay, slipshot this. That's a lot of cards. Not gonna lie here. I can't block that 2/3 because it's menace. I don't know which one I chose. Bounce it. Turn inside out. 5 whole damage. I don't know, I could have played the slick shot. I was gonna fling that 5 damage at me. So I'm down to 5. And he'll get a 2/2. That was very greedy. Alright, I'm not gonna use this. Ooh, no more license, very good here. So who attack? What can we draw here? Is it an untapped land? It's not an untapped land. These are not the best cards, huh? Do we let the slick shot out? I can kind of block the slick shot. Okay, the challenger. You can also kind of block the challenger. Oh, okay. Alright then. Man, these red players are so bad at this game. Alright, our opponent is Corin. It's like Karen, but he can't afford the A, so he got no. Oh look, opponent goes first. Can you imagine if our opponent is a go first red aggro player? I don't know how many games that makes, but it's too many. I don't think I would Flood Maw this soon. Yeah, right? No place. 3 mana, no place. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I tech against red aggro in any way, we're gonna face non-red aggros immediately. Helix my face. Post-combat. Why not? Why would you Helix at any other time? Well, I can return on Malcolm triumphantly. Do I do that? It will be a 2-1. That would just basically die to almost anything. I don't know. Don't know if I have enough time to keep taking this damage either. I mean, it's just 2 damage. Maybe I take it. We'll do this again. Well, I got no mills. Let me draw a card. Probably getting Helix in the face again, though. Yep. These decks are like the lowest of low IQs, but they win because they always get to go first. First lining. Yeah, I kind of do want that, right? I'll take that. Archive, what am I gonna hit? Opt. Don't need an opt next turn. Ooh. That was my only counterspell. Okay. That feels bad. Well, if that's the case... let's go down to 5. We're at 5. We kind of just died to almost anything here. All our lands hurt us. Charm up down to 1. We died to almost anything, huh? So we gotta hold up our counter spell, but do we reanimate anything? Don't think so. I think we do this. We got 1 turn. We got the 1 turn here. Alright, do we let the challenger out? If we let the challenger out, how do we kill him next turn? None of these are creatures. When I counter this, it would just play a burn spell and I die. Alright, well. Everything has to go in. Do I want to helping hand another one out? Just because I can. I mean, I could also helping hand a Belion, but that only gives me one more mana for no reason here. No, I'm at 1. I can't actually afford this. Helix. No more lives. Does he have another burn spell? Do you just have it? Screaming Nemesis. Okay. We gotta get lost. We're at 1 and they're at 2. Oh yeah. Take that, you stupid red deck coring you. Get the F out of here. Alright, our opponent is Multani. Oh, come on. Your name is Multani. You're not going to play a red aggro, are you? Well, they're going first again, so I guess we're seeing a red aggro. Or blue aggro. Do I need to counter a blue aggro? Let's find out. They got an op? They got a spectral save. Okay. No more lies. No more lies. I mean, it is a card that helps me fight them, but I don't know. Does not have me get deeper, right? That's the thing. I need to get deeper into the deck. Huh. With 2 mana counters, what counters creatures? There might be, but I still think I'd throw it out there. If they countered this, I don't know if they're going to counter Kiora. You didn't want to give me a gift? Oh, you greedy bastard, you. Really? He's just playing off 2 mana. You got more counter spells? Okay, he's got more counter spells. Another question is, I think I just reanimate Kiora here. Do I want to get a land out first before? Maybe I do. Letting Kiora out, so we draw 2, discard 2. I think we just discard the lands. No. No tricks for you. Oh man, it's hard to fight through a counterspell deck. I guess we just gave him that Picklock Prankster. Go Kiora. Give me that 8/8. You let this happen, so I'm getting that 8/8. Oh, Tashana. Okay. It's actually not too bad. See if he blocks. Does he block the trade? He doesn't block the trade. Here comes Oculus. Does he have another Tashana? Is it just Tashana galore? Bounce off. Oh, that's fine. I still get the effect. Yeah, let's put the Prankster here. Well, do we charter communications? Let's charter communications. We draw 2 cards and then we discard a card. Is it the land? Is it the Oculus? Probably the Belion. These are all pretty good cards, right? I don't really want to drop any of these. Maybe it's the land. I don't have the Oculus this turn. I just did some damage. Okay. Does he have more counter spells? I think I'm winning that race. He wants to deal 4 and let me do 5. Enduring Curiosity. No card draws for you. Okay. That means I can Flood Maw this guy. Give myself an 8-8. Take action, please. And then I can play the Oculus. 4, 5, 6. No, 6. Got too greedy with your Oculus, or with your Curiosity there. Stop bouncing my Oculus. I mean, you know. Annoying be it, we still got a pretty hefty board here. And GG. Goodbye, blue deck. I mean, you have not enough counterspells, for sure. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you saw all those Oculus games, how does this deck feel? I gotta say, today was a surprise. I think 5 out of 6 games we play against mono red aggro. Well, not mono red, like Boros aggro, red aggro, burn aggro, whatever it is. It's some sort of red aggro, and they're always going first, so we're always starting from behind, and we still beat their butts. So I think that's a pretty good deck. I think I'm very happy. We don't even have life gain, and we were able to kick their butts, which makes me very happy with this deck. And reanimating Oculus definitely feels very, very satisfying. And a lot of times it's about catching your opponent slipping, right? If they don't, get rid of Malcolm as soon as you play it, now you discard Oculus, and all of a sudden, turn 3, you got a Malcolm and an Oculus on board after helping hand, and another 2/2, and you still have 2 lands open to counter their spells. So all that is insanely good. I guess that's the best way to put it. There are a few things I do want to talk about that I might want to tech against, or kind of alter the tech for. Namely, okay, first of all, Get Lost, right? Get Lost did save us in that game against Red when we were at 1 and they played Screaming Nemesis right at the end there. So I'm a little bit torn on whether or not I want to get rid of Get Lost, but I do think Get Lost might be replaced by Shelter by Ghost. I think Shelter by Ghost is a little bit better, just give us our life gain, especially if we shelter on the Oculus or on the 8/8 Octopus. Oh, 1 attack and we're no longer in danger, right? So that's how I feel about, the Get Lost part, which I think is fair. Another thing is this Restless Anchorage. I really wanted to have an extra land to get a 21 lands, but so often was it a tap land that I just think it's trash. I don't want it. So I think maybe you cut the Restless Oculus and Restless Anchorage. Don't cut your Oculus. Restless Anchorage here and put a extra planes. Having 2 planes maybe. A few games where I need an extra plane because I want to reanimate something and I want to also hold up no more lights. I couldn't do that because I only have 1 white mana. Now, this deck is full of dual color mana, but I don't know how that happened, but it did happen, and that was frustrating. So, yeah, I would say cut the Anchorage for another untapped land, because somehow, right, there's only 5 untapped lands in this deck out of 21, and I always get 1 in my opener, so that slows me down a lot. And that's not fun, but it's something that we definitely could consider. And lastly, well, actually two more things, right? I think I want to cut a No More Lies for another Spell Pierce, because, again, the same thing with the mana split for white. Sometimes I just wish I had an extra Spell Pierce rather than all that No More Lies. And a lot of times these are just going to turn into 2/2s from the Oculus anyway, so I think the extra Spell Pierce might be better. And now the last thing is Call a Surprise Witness and Return Triumphant. Which one is better? Well, in today's games, I don't think either of them matter. They're really just an extra helping hand that costs 2. So, you know, take whichever one you like. I would say that maybe Return Triumphant slightly edge out the Call a Surprise Witness, just because most of the creatures in the deck already have flying, so having an extra flying isn't really required. And the only flying creature that we want to give is Kiora anyway, so, you know, it's neither here nor there. And so that's how I feel, maybe just 2 Return Triumphant. But I did think about adding a third one, and maybe cutting a Chart of Course or cutting a Opt. The problem with these cards are, you know, we're always going second, so we don't have time to set those up. And Opt, I misconsider. Op is not as good as Consider. I wish I can Surveil instead of Scry. Scrying just does not do it anymore. I want to throw these Oculus in the graveyard, and I see a card I want to throw in the graveyard. I can't Scry it away, because then it's to the bottom of the deck, but then I draw it, and it's kind of stuck in my hand. I wish Op was Consider. But, you know, it is what it is, and that is the current version of the deck. Maybe we'll get Consider in the newer sets when, you know, Avatar or Lorwyn comes out. But right now, I think this deck does just fine standard. It's probably going to get you to Mythic pretty easily, because it's a very fast deck. And that's really all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.